I was in Bangkok for DevCon.
How was that?
Oh my gosh, I got the zoomies. I just love motorbikes.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, if only we could all just go around on motorbikes. But it was an amazing conference in a sense that obviously I think Bitcoin hit sort of $90,000 while we were out there, which was like an all-time high.
Yeah.
Well, now it's not.
Yeah.
But
it's
it
old
was.
News. Yeah,
it was. So the sentiment was amazing, and I think people who sort of stuck in the space, and I joined the space in the bear market. So I joined sort of late 2022, and so everything was, back in building, which I think is really important, and we shouldn't lose sight of that. We're here for the long term.
Yeah.
But the sentiment's up, and people are happy, and I think that just creates an environment for like interesting conversations, right?
Certainly, yeah. I think people are more. I think they're probably more risk on. In a bull market for sure, because I think we had a similar sort of story. So Alkimi's now 4 years old, but we've been Chorley and I and Chandru.
So 4 years. So was that COVID times?
It was, yeah. So I was working in influencer marketing at the time, and I absolutely hated it.
Yeah.
I'd met Chorley in a previous job because he worked at Condé Nast. So he created Condé Nast digital ad product. I worked for an ad exchange at the time, so I was trying to onboard Condé to our ad exchange. Chorley actually got me into crypto like 2016, 2017, and we just kind of messed around with it. And then I think it was COVID where we could like pretend to be doing our day jobs whilst actually focusing on Alkimi. And then we met Chandru, and kind of the three of us then founded the business in May officially of 2020.
And you went full time at that point?
Pretty much, yeah. So I quit. Chorley quit about 3 months afterwards, and then Chandru was about the same time, which was quite scary. And then we launched the token in 2021, caught the end of the bull market then, and then it had been kind of like, well, up until now really, that it was quite sad. Yeah. But I think it stopped a lot of the distraction. Like we went from nothing to our own layer 2 with 1,200 validators that can support ad transactions. So like that's kind of like 0 to 1. And I think your point about product market fit, and I think we've spoken about this on a panel before. We had someone asked a question, if you remember, and he was like, "This is what my platform does." And
how do I sell that to Web2?
Yeah, and I think we both kind of agreed. It was like, but what problem do you solve for people? And I think that
exactly
can often be overlooked.
Yeah, I think with any new tech, there's a lot of developers are just sort of building because they want to build and because they're excited by the technology.
Yeah,
but
certainly.
There was less commercial people in this space. I actually think it's quite interesting. I've come from media. I want to apply this technology to media and understand where it's like sticky and where I can solve real problems.
Yeah.
And that's essentially, that's how founders should be thinking, regardless of the space, where there's obviously a lot of people who set up companies because they just want to be in the space. So I think finding a problem that you like generally care about and you can dedicate 10 years of your life to, because like, as you know, it's not a small ask starting a company. Like you've got to be like in it and really understand what problem you want to solve. And then, ultimately what technologies are complementary to that and how do you apply those technologies. And that's when like real use cases will be created for the space. And then really you create a valuable company, your token will fly.